Recently, at UCLA, professors have discovered a new way to use ultrasound technology to jumpstart people out of comas. But what is a coma?
They're a result of the injury to the brain, such as car accidents, drowning, or even falling.
After a major injury, the brain, like any other part of the body, begins to swell. However, brain swelling is a problem because of the skull. The skull does not allow the brain to expand while swelling. This creates high pressure in the brain along with minimal flow of oxygen-filled blood vessels. Brain swelling is a problem because it messes with the thalamus. The thalamus is the control center for human consciousness. The scientists at UCLA created an ultrasound with a device roughly the size of a coffee cup. This device creates a sphere of low-intensity sound waves that are pointed at the thalamus in order to excite the neurons inside. This process is called sonogenetics. The electrochemical impulse that is traveling, or the action potential, is produced when the ultrasound waves open the ion gates and channels. Once the ion channels open, the action potential begins as sodium ions diffuse into the cell. This creates a strong positive charge inside the cell, which causes the potassium ion channels to open, diffusing potassium ions out of the cell. This all happens in about 1 millisecond. Then the channel closes during a refractory period. This is how the action potential can travel from the soma to the axon terminal. Once the action potential has reached the axon terminal, calcium ion channels on the presynaptic membrane open and allow calcium ions to enter into the cell. Calcium ions bind with the membrane of the synaptic vessels, which causes the vesicles to break and release the neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft. This reacts with receptors on the next neuron and continues to pass on the signal, exciting more neurons. This technology appears to be working very well. It is low energy, low cost, and non-invasive. This is a definite improvement from past technology that has included deep brain stimulation and implanting electrodes inside the thalamus. Also, the man who received the ultrasound has done very well. Right after treatment, he was tracking movement. The day after, he was trying to use a spoon, verbalize, and communicate by blinking. 3 days after, he understood words and his surroundings. He could answer questions by shaking his head, and he could give fist bumps. 5 days later, he was trying to walk. By 6 months, he was feeling 80% back to normal. However, a warning of this experiment is that he could have spontaneously woken up right as the testing was being done. Clearly, more research and more experiments need to go into this before any major conclusions are drawn. This has been Comas and Ultrasounds by Katie Ellis and Kirsty Haley. Thanks for watching!